Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Emily.
I'm Abby.
And you wouldn't be able to tell, but we are sisters.
Yes, we are.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So this is our first episode. We're really excited.
Yeah. No, I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be...
We've been told a lot we should start a podcast, which really is the only reason we're starting this.
Yes.
Because
we have a lot to say, a lot to talk about, and we figured we might as well record it and let everyone in on our conversations.
Yeah, no, I agree. So,
alrighty.
Should we give a little background about us first?
Sure.
Just to start. So I'm Emily, like I said. I'm the older of the two. But Abby is consistently mistaken for being older than me.
Have been my whole life.
Like, I don't know what it is, but always and forever you will be known as the older sister.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We are from Utah.
Yeah.
What else do we want to say?
I don't know. We live together.
We do. We've lived together for the past, 4-ish years.
Yeah, almost 5.
Almost 5.
Yeah. When Abby graduated high school, we moved in together, and we've been roommates ever since.
Yes.
And we just keep moving together.
Much to everyone's surprise.
Yeah.
Because before then, we didn't get along.
No.
But moving in together has helped that greatly.
Yep. Definitely. It's done a lot for us.
It has done a lot for us.
So, yeah.
Emily is 5 years older than me. So back to the everyone thinks I'm older. It's not like it's a year in between us.
No.
I was 14 and people thought I was going to college.
Yeah. Like she came with my parents to drop me off at college. I was 18 and they all looked at her and said, "So, are you going to school?" And I was like, "Excuse me, no."
Nope, I'm going into the 9th grade. So kind of funny.
Yeah, kind of a funny time.
But yeah. So this podcast, we're going to talk about pop culture, all those kinds of fun things, just things happening, going on.
Yeah. We're good storytellers.
We are good storytellers.
There's probably going to be a lot of storytelling.
Lots of stories.
But yeah, we're just kind of, there's really no form to the podcast. There's nothing that we're like, this is a must cover every single week.
And I'm sure things will change as it progresses. And the podcast changes, but we're trying to figure things out right now.
Yeah. So for now, it's just whatever we feel like talking about at the moment, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. We're just going to we talk about these things anyway, so now we gotta save them forever.
Yeah, and now everybody else gets to hear our opinions.
And we are in no way qualified at all to give opinions.
Oh, no. Gosh, no.
But we have a lot of them, so we thought we would share.
We've got a lot, and we've got some strong opinions.
We do.
So I think that's obviously we'll get into more about ourselves later, but I think that's a
pretty
good intro.
Of us in the podcast.
Yeah.
So we'll get started.
Yeah, we wrote down a couple of topics we wanted to talk about just because there's a lot going on right now.
So first one was Ariana Grande was obviously on the Zach Sang show. Did you have a chance to watch part 1? I guess part 2 hasn't come out yet, but
I watched a lot of it, but this is where Abby and I really differ. I don't like Ariana Grande. Hot take.
Okay, well, if you would have asked Abby in 2020 how she felt about Ariana Grande versus 2024 Abby, they are different opinions. They are different.
Okay.
Things have changed. First of all, how far into it did you get? How much?
I didn't watch it from beginning to end. I just got on Zach Sang's TikTok and watched all of his clips.
Gotcha. So she talked a lot about Wicked. And we are both very excited for Wicked.
Very excited. I love Wicked.
We love musical theater, so we're very excited about Wicked. And I think she's going to be really, really great as Glinda.
I agree. I agree. I'll give her. She's very talented.
She's very, very talented.
I just don't like her.
Yes. I think, and a lot of the hot topic right now is her, changing her look and the way she speaks, and
SpongeBob.
He who must not be named. And I think she talked a little bit about how playing Glinda has changed her, and a lot of those things that people have, kind of had problems with, has changed.
I did see this part.
Okay.
And let me tell you, Glinda is the one who gets cheated on in Wicked. Sorry.
I'm not talking about that. I am talking about her persona.
Oh, okay.
And how that has changed.
Okay.
And she talked about how, Glinda is a much softer person.
Yeah.
Than kind of, she referred to herself as pop star Ari.
Right. There's like
Ari
the character.
Now and there's pop star Ari.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people haven't taken into account, that, this was a character she was playing, pop star Ari. And that, of course, is going to change as her music changes and as she gets older and grows and evolves and things like that. There's obviously certain aspects of it we can't talk about as we don't really have an opinion on. But I think people have been a little too harsh on her in that regard of her changing. Shape-shifting.
I think there's things to be said about that. I think, you look at Taylor Swift, who basically reinvents herself every
2 years.
6 weeks.
Yeah. It wasn't one point every 2 years. It is now
whatever era she's in at the moment. So I think there is something to be said about that aspect of Ariana Grande. I just don't like her, and I don't like the things she does.
Yes. I think there is I think to put it to a point, I think Mac Miller's death really affected her.
Yeah.
And really just completely changed who she was.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been able to recover from it.
No, I think there's a lot to say about that. Like, I was listening to Fluently Forward. Abby knows I love this podcast. Yes. Shout out Fluently Forward. It's my favorite podcast. But she just did a huge deep dive on Ariana, and she kind of did 3 timelines meshed into and had them all go together of her home wrecking allegations, trauma, and shapeshifting. And I think there was obviously a lot that happened at Mac Miller, but a lot of the stuff I personally don't like Ariana for started before Mac Miller as well.
I mean, there's the Naya and Big Sean. Pete and Cassie.
There's that kind of stuff
that has been a trend for a long time. I will.
But I don't there is obviously a lot with Ariana that has happened with Mac Miller and then Manchester and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot. Oh man,
she's been through a lot.
I'm glad I don't have to do that. Yeah. But I just don't like her, and I don't like how she says that things are exaggerated in the media and not confirmed when Ethan Slater's wife confirmed it.
Yeah, no, I agree. That whole situation is bad.
So bad. And it puts a damper on Wicked.
It does put a damper on Wicked.
I'm so excited for Wicked.
It does, yeah.
I've been waiting for 20-something years now for Wicked to come out. And then
and it's a bummer because it's gonna be so great.
Yeah.
That this bad press around it just is a bummer.
Yeah, because the trailer looks fantastic. Yeah. I'm so excited. Ariana looks great. I'm so excited about Cynthia Erivo. Bowen Yang, the surprise of the century.
I love Bowen Yang. We're big SNL fans.
We love SNL. Also something we can always talk a lot about. Yes. But I think it's going to be really good. Jonathan Bailey. Don't even get me started on...
I love him. And he's perfect. They could not have cast that better. He's perfect for that role.
Truly perfect. I love it so much. And I'm so excited. So it's such a bummer.
No, I absolutely agree.
That especially because lately movie musicals have not been done well. So it sucks to get...
I'm a big movie musical hater. I will say, if it's not on Broadway, it shouldn't be done. I'm a big... If it's not originally a movie, it should stay...
Meaning, she hates the Mean Girls musical.
Let me rephrase. If it's originally a movie, keep it a movie. Don't try and put it on Broadway. If it's originally a Broadway musical, don't try and make a movie out of it. It just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
I.e. Mean Girls.
We differ again on this opinion. Not the movie. Haven't seen the movie. Scared to see the movie. I love the Mean Girls musical. I'm also a bigger musical theater person than Abby is.
My thing is it's just never as good.
No, and I agree.
And why are they making something that's not going to be as good?
Yeah, no, I get that.
And that's both ways, from Broadway to movie and movie to Broadway.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. So,
however, Wicked is going to be incredible.
Is going to be incredible. John Chu is doing such a good job. Like, it looks exactly how you want it to look. It has the fantasticalness.
It could be brighter. It could be brighter,
and
more.
It might be when you get on screen. You know, we're watching it during the Super Bowl.
They have gotten that feedback, so they might
edit it.
Yank up that saturation a little bit. So, which I would like, but it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible. And so it's such a bummer that movie musicals are still getting such bad rep. And like, this is not helping the draw for as someone who would love more movie musicals. You know, like it doesn't help. And so it's a big bummer that this happened.
No, I agree.
And it's also a bummer that because the strike happened right as it started coming out, there was nothing going on, so it just lingered and became.
And there was nothing Wicked could do to stop it, because they couldn't talk about Wicked.
They couldn't talk about Wicked. They couldn't talk about anything, and so this narrative and the more information, and it just stayed in the news cycle for so long that it's just really,
Which I think they have a far enough out release date that there's time to recover a little bit. But it is a bummer. Yeah. Because the thing that I don't get, does Ethan Slater think in a year they are still together?
I think he does.
That him blowing up his marriage, abandoning his newborn child, and his barely birthed wife. Yeah. For Ariana Grande is worth it. We don't know the timelines. We don't know everything. She's a proven cheater.
There's some confirmed timelines from Lily J. That's all I'm going to say.
And, you know, how you get them is how they leave you.
Yep.
And, like, I feel bad for Ariana Grande because I feel like she is so removed from reality in this situation. Yes. And that she can't... She doesn't understand the impact that she has.
Exactly. And I also, like, not to... quote Miss Grande herself, yes, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Though you blowing up a family and you responding with a song about yes and, like, yeah, I did it. What else do you want? Yeah, I'm cool. Sorry. Not cool. Not cool. And, not cool. And the track list from this album does not sound good. No. I don't like Ariana Grande. But this is real not good.
Yeah, I don't get why she's doing it. No. Like, I feel like something has to come out to make this make sense, because it doesn't make sense. No. So,
But the thing is, they're not saying anything to make it make sense.
No, they're not.
They're doubling down on what happened. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. Ariana, not a fan.
So, we shall see. I think she's extremely, extremely talented, and she's going to kill it as Glinda. Yep. But yikes.
Man. Yep. Yikes. Not it.
And I did really like her and Dalton together. I did too. I think his normalcy was good for her. I just don't think she liked it.
I think she just has a track record of just not sticking in one place for very long. Mm-hmm. And this was a really easy way out. Yep. That's all.
SpongeBob.
Oh my heck.
I can't grasp why him.
It's because he was the like people have said.
He was the straight boy.
He was the token straight boy in the musical. Theater. It happens to everybody. I
still have eyes. I don't know.
But if he's singing to you,
oh my gosh, that's worse. Are you kidding?
I know.
That's worse.
It's him. If it was anybody else, it'd be different.
But it was Jonathan Bailey. The love of my life.
I love him so much.
I love him. I'm so excited for him as Fiyero.
He's going to be so good. He's going to kill it.
He is going to.
Because do I watch him as Jamie all the time?
All the time, because it's life-changing.
So good.
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
I will say, I did like the Last 5 Years movie musical.
That's good.
And we'll not get into it.
We're not going to.
But
She has a personal.
That's a secret for another time.
That's a secret we'll tell later. If you know us in person, you can ask.
But I do like that movie.
That's
musical.
a good one.
I feel like that's one that translates well. But
yeah, no, I agree.
That's a story for another time, I guess.
I agree. I agree. Let's see. Do you have any last thoughts about Miss Grande?
I'm interested to see what part 2 of this interview is because they were just about to go over the track list. That's how part 2 is going to start, I believe. So we shall see what she has to say.
Yeah. When does that come out again?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to look.
Well, we'll talk about it. That's for sure.
But yeah, we will give our thoughts absolutely when it comes out.
Okay. Next thing we have on our list is quite literally the thing that is consuming mine and Abby's life right now.
To an unhealthy extent.
We can't stop.
No. And it is the German boys on TikTok.
It's the German boys on TikTok.
They're actually British.
Eli and Lewis.
Yes.
Wow.
They are so funny. Like, so funny. Like, I will just rewatch the same video.
Constantly. I can't stop watching them.
Laughing.
It's so funny. Like, oh my heck.
So for those of you who don't know, they are these 2, sometimes 3 British boys who do German accents and have these German personas.
Wolfgang Overbeck.
Yes. They are
so
funny.
Oh my heck.
And Hans Glockenspiel. They are so funny. And they make these TikToks of them doing different experiments, as they like to call them.
And let's talk about today's real quick. Today's experiment was stink bomb or no stink bomb.
So they were in a room. They closed the door, closed the windows. And we're like, wow, no stink bomb. This is great. And then they crushed up a stink bomb and sat in the room with it. And holy cow, it is so funny.
It is the funniest thing I've seen.
Like, watching them try to stay in character
is my favorite
funny.
thing.
It is so funny.
It's so good. I just love it so much. I can't stop watching them. I scroll them. Eli's feed constantly.
Just waiting for the next
because
video.
It's so, and just to rewatch because they're so funny.
They are so funny.
Remember standing on a chair versus not standing on a chair?
Or hanging your clothes up on a rack versus leaving them on the floor.
They're so good.
Funny.
It's so funny. And I wish I was that funny.
I know. I just, like, they're so stupid and so just...
so good.
So funny. Like, I have nothing else to say except they are so funny.
Yeah.
Like, they just crack me up.
So funny. So go find, I think his handle is 6'0" on TikTok, and just scroll endlessly.
Yes.
Hours long.
They are so funny.
Worth every second you could ever spend because it's so freaking good.
And they, in their non-German persona, they do these try not to cringe videos, which are my least favorite videos in the whole entire world. Like, when anyone else does them, I don't think they're funny. I think they're just annoying.
Yeah.
Theirs are hilarious.
So good.
And I can't understand why these kids are so freaking funny.
Yeah.
But they make me laugh.
They're so good.
Hard.
It's so freaking funny.
It is so funny.
I want to be friends with them because I
feel like they're just a hoot.
So much fun.
They are a hoot.
Oh, I love it so much. So I will just constantly for the rest of my life be watching Wolfgang Overbeck and Hans Glockenspiel because I can't. And then sometimes they'll do Italian ones.
Those are so funny.
When they go
Mario and Antonio. They're so funny.
It's so good. So just go find Eli on TikTok.
They're so funny.
6'0", that's his handle. Find him and just cry because we don't send each other anything else.
It's all my For You pages.
That's all
it's just because there's 3 of them. The one of them isn't in very much.
Yeah.
But the 2 of them, they both have accounts. I can't remember what the other kid's handle is. Hans's handle.
Lewis something.
So they both make videos and they both post them. And so all my For You page is just these kids.
Yeah.
So funny.
So funny.
My gosh.
We talk about them all the time.
Yep.
Because like today, this is how obsessed we are with them. I was at work and Eli went live. And did I watch his live for like an hour?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And did I come home and tell Abby about it? And she goes, I was watching the live too. There were like 200 people total on this live.
I was one of them.
I was one of them too.
Not the whole time because I was working, but
I was just listening to it while I was working.
It was incredible.
And it was so, like, he wasn't even saying anything. I don't watch Instagram. I don't watch TikTok lives. Never. Except for Cody Lindley.
Oh my gosh. We need to talk about that real quick. So I am just doom scrolling on TikTok one night, just going through.
Yep.
I should be asleep. I'm on TikTok. Who pops up but Cody Lindley?
Jake Ryan from Hannah
Montana, live, doing who knows what.
Freestyle rapping.
In
response to his comments. It was all in response to his comments. And she sent it to me, and I watched for probably 3 hours.
I literally couldn't deal. I watched it for maybe a minute and said, this is too much Cody Lindley.
I could not turn it off. Like truly, I would just have it open and I was doing something else on my phone. And I was just listening to him freestyle rap his comments. But then, okay, let's talk about this. He starts going to add people to his live. Who does he add besides some random Middle Eastern account who then shows a gun? And all of a sudden, live gone. He ended it so fast.
Oh my god!
And I was like, smart move, Cody Lindley.
Yeah, get out of there.
Get out of there. Be done today. Did he get on 3 seconds later?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I keep watching his live?
Absolutely.
I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get off for a while. I'd check back in.
Still going.
Hours of Cody Lindley, and I was hooked. I don't know why. He was horrible at rapping.
I was not hooked. I was violently unhooked.
But you were also hooked because I was sending you text updates.
You were sending me
I was live texting you.
I didn't need to watch it. I had commentary coming
I was telling you everything that was going on.
That is very true. That is very,
oh
very
my
true.
Heck. What a wild time. But
Man.
Cody Lindley and Eli are the only lives I'll ever watch because I hate Taylor Swift streams, but
that's a whole other thing.
We're not going to get into that right now.
A whole other
but
thing.
It was so good. So watch the German Boys.
Yeah, they are.
Go find Eli.
Funny. Like if you really just need a good laugh, oh my gosh,
go follow them.
So funny,
so good. I love them so much. That's
all we have to say.
That's 20 minutes on the German Boys.
They're the greatest TikTok account out there right now. They're so funny. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we need to talk about this too.
Yes, we do. This is important.
This is really important.
This is hard-hitting news.
The national anthem.
The little girl
at the Pacers national anthem.
Who they are lovingly referring to as National Anthem, Fergie's version, Kids Bop version. Because yikes.
Holy cow.
Yikes.
Holy cow.
I feel so bad for this girl.
I do
because
too.
What parent said, let's put her on stage.
No.
Let's put her in a full American garb.
Let's get her this full outfit.
Hair, makeup done. And have her sing the national anthem.
Do you know what's sad? This wasn't her first rodeo.
First time. Not even first 10.
No, she does this
all the time.
She sang "Oh Canada" too, because it was
I did not know about that.
It was a Toronto Raptors Pacers game.
Wow.
And she sang "Oh Canada."
Wow.
And it's just what you'd expect.
The thing is this girl does genuinely have talent.
No,
give her 5-10 years. She's going to be a beautiful singer.
Well, I was also looking, and there's, like, every once in a while on my TikTok, there's this vocal coach who pops up, and she was like, I am really sad to see this. She's like, these parents really need help.
Yeah.
She's like, because this girl actually has, like, the wherewithal to be a good singer.
Yes.
She just needs to be vocally trained.
Yes.
And, like, Abby and I are both trained vocally. Mm-hmm. And, like, we understand how much, like, even just, like, a voice lesson or two.
Understanding how the voice works and how you can support it, how you can, gain the ear for it.
Yeah.
Everything like that. And you really don't need much voice lessons.
You really don't to get yourself to a point where
you can stay on tune and stay on pitch.
And know that, not every note needs to be a run.
Yeah, and if you're gonna growl, you need to develop the growl a little much.
There's very few people who can pull off a growl, and it needs to be
they
very...
are all adults. They are all adults.
They're adults, and they've really worked hard on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel so bad for this girl.
I feel bad for this little girl.
But also, it's kind of funny.
It sounds so bad because she's so little. But holy cow.
But yeah, her parents, this is not okay. It's not okay that her parents are doing this.
Not at all.
But
man,
I do think National Anthem, Fergie version, Kids Bop version is the funniest title we could give it.
I hadn't heard that till you told me, and I think that's so good.
It's perfect because everyone knows Fergie's rendition of the National Anthem from the All-Stars game. It reset the clock. It was probably the last time we were really united as a country, was when
I would agree.
She whipped out that performance.
And Chris Paul was trying not to die laughing.
They were all trying to.
I know.
Even the people in the audience, not the players.
Yeah, no, but I remember the pan over to Chris Paul. And I just see it's burned into my head.
Steph was really trying.
Steph was not doing well.
Oh. That changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my life.
I would agree.
Yeah.
It was wow. What a time to be alive.
It really was.
And we got 2.0. So we got Kids
Bop version.
Sorry, Kids Bop.
And we love Kids Bop. Kids Bop is a national treasure.
Does Abby listen to Kids Bop on the regular? Abso-freaking-lutely.
No. There's one song that really transcends all of them, and it's the only one I listen to. It's Truth Hurts by Lizzo by Kids Bop. Really? Obviously,
that's the one you need to check out.
That's one you need. If you're going to listen to Kids Bop, start with the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Truth Hurts.
Yeah.
And then the National Anthem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do feel very bad for this little girl, but...
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Yikes. That's...
Parents, don't do that to your kids.
Yeah.
Because...
Parents need to really...
Well, so this is my thing.
Like...
When she gets self-aware, she's going to be so embarrassed. And she's going to be really upset. And I think she's going to be really upset with her parents.
Yeah. Because she's been ripped over on TikTok. Yeah. And, like...
People have not been nice.
You know, I get it. Kids Bop, not it. But, like, when she gets to be 18 or whatever, and she has her own TikTok, and she can scroll, and they're like, oh, remember this 10 years ago? Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, that's me. And holy cow, especially if she gets voice lessons.
And can actually sing.
And can, like, really hold a tune by then. Like, she's going to be so mad at her parents for letting her do a Pacers game. Also, I'm going to be honest, shame on the Pacers for posting it.
Yes.
Yeah, not cool. We're not, nope.
Which makes me wonder if there was some deal with the parents or something like that where they wanted the publicity from it. So they were like, this girl can sing. They're going to do this whole production thing with her dress. Her dress was very pretty.
Yeah.
It was a little much for me, not going to lie, a little much.
What?
But it was pretty. And so that's what I was kind of thinking. Because if I was a social media person of the Pacers, I would have said,
I'm going to take a step back.
We can skip this one. For this little girl's own sake.
Well, I don't ever see
national
anthems posted by a sports team. No. I mean, Jazz would never.
No.
We're big Jazz fans.
Well, we have a love-hate relationship with the Jazz. At least I do, because the Jazz suck. They suck, and they have every opportunity and chance to be great.
We don't need to talk about the Jazz.
And they just fall flat. But I love Lauri Markkanen.
He's our favorite, always and forever.
And Walker Kessler. But
I love the Jazz. But
I do love the Jazz. I love them so much, and it hurts when they don't win.
It hurts to see them not reach their full potential.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I mean.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, poor little Kids Bop version.
I do feel bad for a little Kids Bop version.
Okay. Abby, you have something to tell me.
Yes. Okay. So, for those of you who watched One Tree Hill, Emily did not. And it's a big pain point in our relationship.
It's the thing we fight about the most.
It is the thing we fight about the most because she would love this show. It's an incredible show. It is an incredible teen drama. It is everything a teen drama should be, wrapped into one beautiful show.
Okay.
I love it.
I just haven't watched it.
Yes, and it hurts.
It hurts.
Hurts me deep.
Abby has a retaliation against
I
it
do.
as well.
I haven't watched New Girl because she won't watch One Tree Hill.
So, it's fine.
Anyways.
It's all's fair in love and war.
One Tree Hill, the three main girls are doing a podcast, a rewatch podcast.
I've listened with you.
Sophia Bush, Hillary Burton Morgan, and Bethany Joy Lenz. And I love this podcast. One, because I love One Tree Hill. And two, it's just such a well done podcast because they had a really rough time on that set. Like, there was a lot of sexual misconduct, a lot of different abuse in a lot of different ways. But they're able to talk about those things and talk about everything they went through while still maintaining the magic of the show.
Okay.
Because they understand and they see the beauty and the magic of the show and how much it means to people.
That's important.
And I love it. I love the way they talk about the show because it is important to tell their experiences and tell, what was going on behind the scenes and in a way how that affected their performances. And it was a big reason because Hillary Burton Morgan, she left early. Mm-hmm. Well, they had a 6-season contract. After those 6 seasons, she didn't resign. And it was able to explain to the fans why she left, all those kinds of things. So it's a great, great podcast, and I love it so much. But Joy Lenz announced that she's releasing a book, like a memoir, and Hillary Burton has released a memoir before. And right after Bethany Joy Lenz released the cover art for her book and released that she was releasing this memoir, and it's all about being in a cult. She was in a cult for a while or something. Oh, Hillary Burton tweeted something like, I can't think of the word, like copying.
Oh, I don't know.
But copying isn't the sincerest form of flattery. What is that saying?
Imitation.
Yikes. Brain fart. Imitation. It was something along the lines of people say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but I don't think it is. And you look at their book covers and they're very, very similar. At least from an outside perspective. I've seen a lot of videos of people who work in the publishing industry and all these kinds of things. They're not that similar.
Okay.
But when you think about celebrity memoirs, there are 3 or 4 different covers they pick from.
They're all the
exact same. And so they've both unfollowed each other on Instagram.
And they're doing the podcast
together. And so people don't know what's going on. Is Hillary Burton really this upset about this book cover that I'm sure she knew was coming out because they've talked about the book before past on the podcast, all these kinds of things. And, they talk about everything they went through on the show. And they're like, is this book cover really what is ruining this 20-year friendship?
Yeah.
So I'm really concerned. They released an episode yesterday, and it was just the two of them and a guest.
Sophia Bush.
Not Sophia Bush. She was not on it. And it was a guest, but I'm sure these were recorded.
Yeah, normally
a while
ago. A month or 2 out. Yeah.
So we shall see what happens to the podcast.
I'm intrigued.
I know, because people always, Sophia Bush and Hillary Burton Morgan are obviously closer than Joy is to any of them.
Okay.
Because in any trio of girls, 2 of them are going to be closer.
Trios are not real.
No. And then, Hillary and Sophia have more similar political views than Joy does.
Okay.
Things like that. So, but Sophia still follows both of them. Everything like that. So is the podcast, because they're on season 6, and
how many are there?
There were 9 seasons. 9? But this is Hillary's last season on the show. She was always planning on staying on the podcast even when she's not on the show.
But
we'll see what happens.
She'll leave when she leaves.
Or they'll just do episodes with Sophia and Joy and then Sophia and Hillary. Or maybe this is all made up and they're all totally fine.
And it's just publicity for the podcast.
Something like that.
And the book.
Because Hillary and her husband own a farm in New York. And Joy still follows the farm account.
Okay.
But she does not follow Hillary's personal account.
Interesting.
So we shall see, but I'm really upset because after everything they've gone through, if it's a book cover that has ruined a friendship, I'm going to be kind of sad.
Yeah, that's a big bummer.
Because I love this show. And I love the podcast. I think it's like the best redone. I rewatch podcast. I haven't watched much of Office Ladies because I know that's a very popular one.
That was the original.
That was the original.
And I think it's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I do like the Glee one a lot.
Who is on the Glee?
It's Jenna Ushkowitz and Kevin McHale.
Okay, who were they on the
Artie
show?
and Tina.
Okay. I know them.
Yeah.
I started to watch Glee. I got to the episode where Rachel has a crush on Mr. Schue. And I said,
it's so good.
I can't do it.
I
can't do it.
No, I get it.
But
with Susie Pepper,
maybe.
On. Yeah.
But I get clips from Glee all the time on my TikTok. It is never the same clip.
Oh,
I swear I've seen trillions of TikTok Glees.
Oh, yeah.
And they are none the same.
Yeah. Never.
They're
never once.
And I could never put together a storyline or anything. It is chaos.
I can tell you every single storyline.
It is chaos.
Because I love Glee.
I know you do.
Let's preface.
I hear you watching it all the time.
I know. I watch it all the time. Let's preface why I love Glee so much. I was in show choir when Glee came out.
You were in show choir.
I was in show choir when it premiered. So, did we think us to be...
You were Glee.
Glee? Yes. Did we do Don't Stop Believing? Abso-freaking-lutely.
I think the entire world collectively did Do Not Stop. Whoa. I was so proper for a minute there. Do not stop believing. Don't stop believing. I think the entire world collectively stopped.
And did it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And we loved it so much. We thought we were so cool.
We really did.
Because we were. My show choir.
Well, you guys were incredible. Just a 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
I hate show choir. But Emily killed it in show choir, obviously.
Obviously.
She kills everything she does.
Yeah, obviously. I didn't get cheated out of solos by a few people, but, you know, that's a story for another day.
That is a story for another day.
We won't get into that today.
But yeah, I'm really worried because I love this podcast. Like, the creator of their show was, like, just really abusive to all of the women.
Oh.
And they all released a letter together talking about this guy. And he was fired from the show he was on and everything, which was great. And they're able to talk about it in such a respectful way to the show.
See, that's nice.
And like, I love it because I feel like a lot of these rewatch podcasts or whatever are these people just crapping on their shows.
Yeah.
And it's driving me insane.
See, and I get that. That's what, okay, so back to the Glee one. Mm-hmm. So the Glee one, it was called Showmance. It started in like 2019. They got like a season and a few episodes in, and then R.I.P. Naya Rivera passed away.
Yeah.
And so they
very
just
sad.
stopped. It was really sad, very upset. Like, so they stopped doing their podcast, and people like really tried hard to get them back onto their podcast. Mm-hmm. And then like a year ago or so, they restarted, and it's now called And That's What You Really Missed. Mm. And what I like about this version better, both Jenna and Kevin were in both up, like it's the same podcast essentially. Yeah. But what I like about this podcast better is it's far less critical of like Glee and their experience, and they acknowledge, because we all know Glee had some things, some stuff going on.
Yes.
And so they acknowledge that, and they acknowledge, you know, creepy Mr. Schuester, but they also are like talking about it with fun. Like it's this version of it is so much better than the last one, because I do feel like a lot of these supporting actors,
yes, they are never the mains.
It's never, I mean, in Office Ladies it is.
Yeah, but that's a well done podcast.
That's a well done podcast. But I feel like a lot of these supporting characters, because they didn't get the storylines they wanted or whatever, they're pretty bitter about it, and it shows through. And
it ruins the show.
Yeah.
From like listening to it from their perspective and everything, where they do have some good things to say, but it's mostly just this bitter attitude about it.
Exactly.
It drives me insane.
It's so frustrating.
It's really frustrating. And so they should just not do those podcasts.
I agree. And so that's why I like this version of the Glee one, because it actually like, they acknowledge there's a lot of stuff that happened, but they're also very, they have a better view of like, no, this was like really important to people, because truthfully, like,
As someone
who was a show choir kid, it was actually really cool to see what we were doing, like, being portrayed, because it wasn't, and it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, you could say it wasn't cool. We did have, like, a lot of the extremely popular people in our choir.
Yeah, well, okay, you guys were cool.
Exactly. But, like, it gave validation. Absolutely. Like, we were like, oh, okay, like, this is cool.
This is actually a thing people do and people love, and it's not just us.
It's not just us in show choir.
Absolutely.
And so it's nice to, like, not have that experience crapped on, like a lot of podcasts do. And so Yeah. No, I agree. And I think, especially with One Tree Hill, I mean, it came out 20 years ago, something like that. So I feel like they've been able to remove themselves from the show, where they're watching it as people who experienced it firsthand, but as viewers as well. Yeah.
And it's just so well done. I love it. That. And I love, like, the way they speak to each other, their commentary with each other. Like, it's so good. So I really hope everything is okay
with
the One Tree Hill podcast.
Good to know. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, because I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah. As you should be.
Yes.
I think, especially if it's over a picture.
Yes, I know.
Like, I think that's...
I know, a book cover.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. I love One Tree Hill. It's such a good show. You would love it.
I know.
You would love it.
I know, and guess what? You would love New Girl, too.
I know. That's the thing that bothers me so bad about it, is because you would love it.
I know.
And I know you're not going to watch it, and it's okay.
That's okay.
But it's not.
I might eventually. We never know. I just haven't yet.
If you do, I will literally start crying.
I know you will.
And you know how I cry. Never.
Never. Except for when you watch old men cross finish.
Oh my gosh. I saw this video on Instagram of this, like, 80-year-old man completing a touchdown for, like, when he was 80, and, like, the other team were, like, trying to tackle him jokingly kind of thing, but they were letting him do this touchdown. It was the sweetest video in the whole entire world. It made me cry.
And then her coworker walked in on her crying. So
it was beautiful.
There was a lot to explain.
It was beautiful. It was the sweetest video. And I showed it to my mom, and she started crying. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I cried as well. But I was alone.
And she was alone when she saw it.
I do cry a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's nothing new.
No.
It is new when I cry, though.
It doesn't take much to get me to cry. So
I'm dead inside.
But yeah. So our last topic we have on our list today is Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Well, we're hitting we're hitting about 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I love Taylor Swift. You love Taylor Swift.
And we frequently spend hours
talking about Taylor Swift. So I think maybe we hold off on a lot of Taylor Swift talk.
Yes. I want to touch on Tortured Poets real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
How do you feel about the variants? And what is the significance of the variants to you?
I mean, I think it is what people on TikTok are saying. I think it's the stages of grief.
Okay. And what is acceptance? Because there's 5 stages of grief and 4 variants.
I saw Midnight's is denial.
That's
because it's white.
Yeah.
And then
that's right. It is white, and they're getting darker and darker.
There you go.
I also saw that Reputation is acceptance because Reputation's black.
Maybe.
But we shall see. Which one are you most excited for?
Out of the variants? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if there's a specific variant. I'm most excited for But Daddy, I Love Him.
That is going to be great. This album is going to be so incredible. I already know. It's easily becoming my favorite, I think.
Yeah. So
I'm so excited.
So yeah, I don't have a specific variant, but that song specifically, the Ariel references, again, the musical theater little Disney kid
absolutely
loves the idea of an Ariel reference, mm-hmm. especially if this album is
about what we think
it is.
Yes.
So that's what I'm most excited for. Also, So Long London. It's a track 5.
I'm so excited because it's a track 5, So Long London.
So
it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
I am most excited for the Albatross, I think. I think that's the variant I'm most excited about.
I like that.
But we'll see because I have a record player and I love vinyls and I ordered the original. I didn't order every variant.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to wait till they all come to streaming eventually, I guess.
I think they'll come pretty early.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to.
I think where she's announcing them like this, they will.
They'll come.
Yeah.
I think they'll come. It'll probably be like how Midnight's had 3 a.m. where it released a bunch of extra songs. My guess is it'll be something like that, where it'll be like the Tortured Poets 2 weeks later Fortnite version, and it has all of the variant songs. I don't see
I don't
it.
think she'll wait very long.
I don't see it waiting like how You're Losing Me did.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. So,
but I am so excited for this album. I really think there's a good chance it's a favorite.
Yeah, very excited.
Because I love Taylor Swift.
Love her so much,
and I love everything she's been doing lately. Like her writing style.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. So good. I love it. Oh my gosh.
As you can tell, we could talk about this for literally hours, and we do talk about this for hours.
We do.
All the time.
Frequently.
Once a day.
It's probably my most said word is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's getting to the point where people are probably pretty sick of it.
Oh yeah, do I update our mom every single day?
Our non-Swiftie mom who is coming around. Judy, if you're watching this,
get ready.
We're having you.
You'll
be a Swiftie.
You're on your way. No, every single day. Taylor Swift posted this on her story today. Did you know that, Mom? She's like, no, I didn't. Please explain this to me. And I explained something to her. Mm-hmm. And I say, Mom, Taylor Swift did this last night. Oh my heck. She doesn't know what it means, but I explained it to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I tell our dad? Yeah. Does he care?
Does he even listen?
No.
But
I'm still
he lets us talk at him.
Yeah. I love Taylor Swift. Could talk about her for forever. So
we'll probably do a whole episode when Tortured Poets comes out. We'll do a Tortured Poets dedicated episode.
I think so.
But alrighty, I think we'll call that good. Thank you for listening to our first episode. These will be weekly.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions,
let us know.
Just let us know.
Give us a follow. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow Instagram. Instagram is 801 Diaries Podcast. Same with TikTok.
Yep. Same with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Find us everywhere.
Yes.
And thank
you for the support.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
This is a fun time. We're excited to sit and talk and have time to just actually be dedicated to talking and not just semi-rambling for 7 hours at night when we're supposed to be going to bed.
Exactly.
So this gives us a space to do it.
Exactly.
So follow us. Go follow the German boys.
Yes. Go, please.
Please go.
At least go watch their videos. You will not regret it. They're so funny.
If you watch their videos, tell us and we can all just talk about it some more because I know you will want to talk about it when you watch their videos.
Yeah.
So do that. Send us a DM about it. It'll be a great time.
Yes.
So,
alrighty.
I think that's all. Goodbye, guys.